I know Luminar is a LiDAR maker. What are you doing in AI?
So we've been actually investing in software and AI systems, I think, for years at this point, ever since the company came out of stealth mode back in 2017. And part of all this is developing this holistic solution, for automakers and in conjunction with automakers as part of both full stack products as well as perception products and other capabilities, that we have and are able to develop in conjunction. So part of the holistic Luminar Day, though, is showing that it is a lot more than just the LiDAR, literally all the way from the semiconductor level up through the whole stack, through the LiDAR system, software, OEM, consumer, and even insurance as opportunities for what we have ahead as what's addressable.
It is also an investor day. You've talked about adding $1 billion this year to your forward bookings. What is the driver of that growth? Who are you selling to right now? Who are you doing deals with?
Yep. So it's largely major automakers there too. So I think from an autonomous vehicle standpoint, a lot of people think of these, robo-taxi type systems with these huge, roof racks or a supercomputer in the trunk or something to get the driver out of the loop. Our whole thing is all about enhancing the driver, not replacing the driver, and being able to have practical applications of these systems over the course of, the relative near term here for production automakers. And that's who we're landing these major deals with. Like, for example, just Mercedes last week, announced that, they're collaborating with us to be able to expand Luminar powered vehicles across their whole lineup. So they're now going to be, transitioning for a number of those different vehicles or a broad range of different vehicle models, as they said. So that's what's happening, and we're executing to it.
A lot of revenue growth being talked about, of course, at least 100% for 2023. Gross margin, also something you're talking about, keeping that positive into fourth quarter. How have you had to really double down on profitability as investors just don't want growth at any cost anymore?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's probably more the flavor of the month when it comes to, how much you're investing in growth versus, profitability and that side of it. I think the reality is, like, if you wanted to flip a switch and become profitable, this year you could. But I think the smart thing to do is set ourselves up on a trajectory where we can be profitable holistically for our core business, starting as soon as, next year, on a run rate basis there too by the end of the year. And I think from a holistic perspective, though, we do have an opportunity to probably be what would easily be the first, profitable autonomous vehicle company or equivalent. Because, like, again, we really have product that's out there that's going into cars like the ones that you're showing there, into consumers' hands. And these are like, and for many of them, mainstream production vehicles. So we also said that we're now being embedded across over 20 different vehicle models from a number of different automakers globally.
Austin, what's the biggest risk you face this year? What is going to stop you in your tracks, if anything?
Supply
chain, for example.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's the execution focus for this. I think the key is being able to make sure that we can get this, we get our high volume production facility up in Mexico running. We're successfully executing to that. We actually just said that it's actually the Mexico facility is ahead of guidance for what we had. So we should expect that to come online in Q2 versus, what we previously said in the second half. So that's going to be a huge driver of scale and what enables us to work with automakers with. And then, starting with these global production vehicle launches. I mean, that's sort of that pivotal point. We're starting with Volvo, for example, later this year.